Welcome to French ABCD. Today we're going to look at lesson 5, which is on pronoun. In French, le pronom. This is part of the series French from Scratch for Beginners. Some housekeeping first. Like, subscribe, and comment, please. Your feedback is very important in that it tells me where to focus and how to improve. Thank you. Reference material is right here, page 93 to 122 of the manual. So, what is le pronom? What is a pronoun? In English, a pronoun is a word that is used instead of a noun. You can say it is a standing word to avoid repetition. In French, it's not that much different. Un pronom est un mot qu'on met à la place d'un autre nom. What I just said in English, it means a word used to replace another word. If we look at the origin of the word, it comes from the Latin pro, which means à la place de, in English, in place of, instead of, or in lieu of. That's all you need to remember. Just remember it means in place of, and you'll be able to understand its purpose. Let's look at some examples. Let's start with the English one. Howard wakes up early. Howard turns on the kettle. Howard then brushes his teeth. So it is clearly repetitive. Howard, Howard, Howard. So what we do is we're going to have to replace Howard by a pronoun. We replace Howard again here by a pronoun. Let me give you the example in French. Le camionneur se lève tôt. Le camionneur prépare son camion et à 6 heures du matin, le camionneur est déjà en route. What it means in English is a truck driver wakes up early. The truck driver prepares his truck, and at 6 in the morning, the truck driver is already on the road. So once again here we see the repetition here. So if we say, we replace it by il, because it is a singular masculine noun here, we say il is a pronoun that replaces the noun camionneur. Il being in the masculine singular form. Why? Because camionneur is a name that is in masculine singular. I've put down here the definition just to remind you what it means. Un pronom est un mot qu'on met à la place d'un autre nom. So, un pronom est un mot qu'on met à la place d'un autre nom. A pronoun is a word that is used instead of a noun. So we're using il to replace camionneur. As simple as that. Another example would be here. Elle mange une pomme. Elle mange la pomme en prenant tout son temps. We need to replace that one. So how do we do it? First we look at la pomme. So la pomme is feminine singular. This is your feminine singular. So elle mange une pomme. Elle la mange en prenant tout son temps. Le pronom la replaces la pomme and takes the same gender and the same number of the name it is replacing. There are 6 types of pronoms. Pronom personnel, pronom démonstratif, pronom relatif, pronom interrogatif, pronom indéfini, et pronom possessif. So this is personal pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, relative pronoun, interrogative pronoun, indefinite pronoun, and possessive pronoun. We're going to start with le pronom personnel, personal pronouns. Le pronom personnel désigne ces 3 personnes. First person, première personne, deuxième personne, troisième personne. So the first person is the person doing the talking, l'être qui parle. Second person, l'être à qui on parle, so the person we're talking to, and the third person would be l'être de qui on parle, the person we are talking about. Here is a table that I have prepared for you. It deals with la première personne, l'être qui parle, the person doing the talking. Donc, the singular one would be je, me, moi, and the plural, first person, would be nous. So, je mange, le maire me raconte une histoire, elle parlait de moi. The plural would be simply nous mangeons. Le maire nous raconte une histoire et elle parlait de nous. The second person, l'être à qui on parle, the person we are talking to. Second person, singular and plural. The singular would be tu, te, toi, and its plural would be vous. Tu chantes. Maria t'attend pour dîner. Il ne manquait que toi. The plural would be vous chantez. Maria vous attend pour dîner. Il ne manquait que vous. Third person, l'être de qui on parle, the person we're talking about. Singular and plural. Il, elle. Il ou elle court vite. Lui, elle, c'est à lui de le faire ou c'est à elle de le faire. The plural would be il ou elle court vite. Remember the S and the S as we have seen previously. C'est à eux de le faire. C'est à elle de le faire. This part here is for those of you who are a little bit more knowledgeable in French. We are talking about pronoms de complément d'objet direct. Des compléments d'objet indirect est la place du pronom. I think this is more for the intermediate level. Therefore, I'm not going to include it for the beginner's level. But should you want to have a look at it, here is a reference. It is page 98 to 101. Up next, we're going to look at le pronom démonstratif. In English, demonstrative pronouns. Le pronom démonstratif sont mis à la place du nom et qui montre ce dont on parle. Qui est-ce? C'est celui qui te cherchait au téléphone. Here is a table that I have prepared for you. Celui au masculin becomes celle. Ce is a neutral one. So have a look at it here, and then if you have any question, of course, put it down in the comment section and I will strive to answer you as soon as I can. The English demonstrative pronoun is this, that, these, and those, if that could be of any help for you to understand the French equivalent. Le pronom relatif, relative pronouns, and here is your English one. Who, whom, whose, which, and that. Now, le pronom relatif sert à lier deux propositions. In English, that is to link two clauses. Okay? Now, the masculine is here, the feminine is here. Lequel masculine, laquelle au féminin, duquel, auquel. And here is your feminine equivalent, de laquelle, auquel. And the plural of lequel would be lesquels. Just notice how it is written with the S's, and the plural, the feminine one would be lesquels, desquels, etc. Qui, que, quoi, and dont s'applique aux deux genres et aux deux nombres. So both genders and both numbers, meaning masculine and feminine, and singular and plural. Qui s'emploie comme sujet et relie deux propositions afin d'éviter la répétition du nom. So what it does again, qui is the link to put together two clauses in order to avoid the repetition. If I give you the example here, voici le professeur. Le professeur m'a enseigné l'espagnol. One time professeur, the second time professeur. So what do? We use qui to link the two sentences and to avoid the second, le professeur. The sentence, therefore, would read, voici le professeur qui m'a enseigné l'espagnol. And we put que s'emploie comme complément d'objet direct, which is a complement of the direct object in English. Je vous remets le travail, vous m'avez demandé de faire ce travail. This one here is your complément d'objet direct. Je vous remets le travail que vous m'aviez demandé de faire. Let's look at interrogative pronouns, le pronom interrogatif. Les pronoms interrogatifs servent à interroger, to ask questions. Ils sont placés au commencement d'une phrase, they are placed at the beginning of a sentence. Les pronoms interrogatifs sont qui, que, quoi, lequel, laquelle, lesquels, lesquels, auquel, à laquelle, auquel, auquel, duquel, de laquelle, desquels et desquels. The 5 most commonly used interrogative pronouns in English are who, whom, whose, what, and which. A few more words on le pronom interrogatif, qui et que. Qui. On emploie qui pour les personnes. Qui comme sujet, qui êtes-vous? Qui comme complément d'objet, qui. On peut aussi dire qui est-ce qui avez-vous rencontré aujourd'hui? Et qui comme complément de préposition. À qui appartient cette robe? Que. On n'emploie que pour les choses. Notice, qui c'est pour les personnes et que pour les choses. Que désirez-vous? Ou qu'est-ce que vous désirez? C'est la même chose. On peut dire que ou qu'est-ce que. Que voulez-vous? Ou qu'est-ce que vous voulez? Le pronom indéfini, indefinite pronoun. An indefinite pronoun refers to a person or a thing without being specific. So again, it is a reference to a person or a thing without being specific. Here are some common indefinite pronouns in English: all, another, any, anyone, anything, etc. Here is some of the most commonly used indefinite pronoun in English. Let's look at the French now. Les pronoms indéfinis servent à désigner des personnes ou des choses d'une manière indéfinie. It is the same thing as in English. On vous attend, chacun pour soi. Alors, on vous attend, on is something de manière indéfinie, is something not very specific. Chacun pour soi, again, there is nothing specific about this. Here is your list here of the indefinite pronoun in French. On ou chacun, personne, quiconque, quelqu'un, quelque chose, rien, autrui, l'un, l'autre, aucun, certain, nul, plusieurs, tel et tout. Le pronom possessif, in English, possessive pronouns. A possessive pronoun indicates possession as a word would hint. Mine, yours, his, hers, ours, and theirs. Here is your list here of possessive pronouns in French. The table is divided between singular and plural, masculine and feminine in both singular and plural. Le mien becomes la mienne, le tien, c'est la tienne, le sien, la sienne, le nôtre, la nôtre. Notice this accent circumflex here, very important, otherwise it gives a different meaning. Le vôtre, also notice the accent circumflex. In the feminine version would be la vôtre, le leur, la leur. And notice how it becomes in plural. All you need to do is add an S here and an S here, and you would have the plural form for both the masculine and the feminine. And here is a list. Please go through them. And this is it, my friends. This is the end of lesson 5 on le pronom. Keep in mind, this is for beginners. If you are at the intermediate level, please refer to the lesson in the manual. It is much more elaborate and it goes into more in-depth explanation of le pronom in French. So, until we see each other again, I wish you well and have a great day. Thank you for listening.